we're here with the red bag, and one of the first things we have is the 3DS. You can see that unlike its predecessors, it is the fully functional version of what the Game Boy was intended to be back in the day. Now that technology allowed it, it has a 3D face infrastructure where you can do either 2D or 3D depending on what you want. The system itself is pretty good, not as long as the Switch, so if you have bigger hands you might get some hand cramping, but it's still an amazing system for what it is. I mean, graphics and interface makes it actually one of the best, and it's actually really awesome. I mean, if you've ever played a 3DS, it's an experience you won't forget. And it's got the clamshell like the previous SP models and the DS model, which makes it so much better for portability and protection. Now the 2DS, like the 3DS counterpart, is the 2D version of that model. When this one came out, it came with a pre-installed game, and there is no clamshell for this. So if you get this, you might want a protector or a screen protector. It still has the rear-facing camera and the front-facing camera. Everything is pretty much the same on a 2DS and a 3DS, except for there is no option to go 3D. Even the charging port is the same. It only has one port for cartridges, which means it's only playing 3DS cartridges. I actually like the version. I mean, it's pretty much the same as the 3DS, and not every game you want to play is going to be 3D, which, believe it or not, is not the best thing in the world all the time, especially if you have eyes and headache issues. But this one, if you notice when it pops on, give it a few seconds. Okay, so you notice it's a very bright display. The liquid crystal is actually really good. Graphics wise, I would place it somewhere between the DS and the original Game Boy Advanced for the bottom screen, but the top screen is strictly going to be new gen. You can get this for about 80 bucks at your local store. Sometimes you might even be able to find it for a lot cheaper. For those who want an alternative to the 3DS and don't want to spend above that $100 price cap, this is perfect. So this is the second system in the red bag, and there's just a whole bunch of goodness in my Nintendo bags, this being one of them. So yeah, that is the 2DS. So first we had the 3DS, and now we have the 2DS. They come in different colors, just like the 3DS was the Pokemon edition. But this one is actually pretty cool. So if you look between the two, they're both really good, but I kind of like the clamshell effect. And then we have the Game Boy Advance. This is the last system in my red bag. So as you can see, every Mario bag that I own has about 3 to 4 systems in it, along with a bunch of games and chargers. The Game Boy Advance, though one of my favorites, the problem I really didn't like is the screen. In order to see it, you probably have to purchase a Game Boy Advance screen light, because if you're playing this in any kind of muted light, you're not going to see a damn thing of what you're playing, which is such a bad drawback because it really is a good system. It gives you all the good feel of the original Game Boy with the portability of a controller. As you can see, the screen display, once you turn it left or right, you really can't see much. I mean, a lot of that's probably due to the batteries that I have in here, which, yes, this is a battery-filled system, in case you didn't know. It takes, I think, 2 AA. I'm pretty sure it's 2 AA. But yeah, so a lot like the original Game Boy, it takes batteries, or you can plug it in. Both are about the same. Unfortunately, it will not affect the light on the screen. I kind of wish they would have backlit the screen. That would have made this model so much better. Other than that, it's actually really good. If you're playing in direct light, it's a lot better. If you're playing in low light, yeah, you're going to have issues like that. So this is definitely one of the systems that was coming forward. I give them credit, but it is what it is. I mean, if you got nothing, this will do better than them Tiger handheld games that's got nothing on them. So yeah, and this is the entire contents of the Mario red bag. You have the 2DS here. You have the styluses. You have the 3DS there. One of the adapters. You have some games going on here. You have Mario 64, Mario Brothers, Animal Crossing. You also have the Smash Bros. I kind of pretty much got just the games that I like. Pokemon 2, the Animal Crossing one, I really wanted to play because I never had a chance to play the original Animal Crossing. So I want to compare it to the actual Switch. But yeah, here's the bag. And you can see, this is the contents that's in the red bag. Thank you for joining me. I am the Game Ninja. And as always, guys, I give this one a thumbs up.